bring the word from Decatur, West Greater, Alabama. The word of life, dedicated, faithful man of God. I thank God for him. I know he's excited to bring the word today on this first Sunday of this month. Amen. So y'all give it up for our very own Minister David Hill. Amen. Yeah.
Ready to break some. After that song they did earlier, the war cry, man. Maybe you almost want to change my whole message. But God gave me a message today. He gave me this message has been on my heart for a while. I have several. I just have that for backup. It's like every time I had to give a message, I might give a message that's a few months old. But he keeps on adding to it. Alright? But I think this is the most fit one for this fit time. So what I'm going to do is, and I always do, I'm going to explain this before it plays. Listen to this video. It's from a movie, or it's from a TV show. It came on probably before half of y'all was born. But you'll hear the beat. Mr. Dell used the song in his last CD. Tupac used the song in his CD.
Come on.
Many people have. But you really listen to it, you'll see the meaning. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, today we're going to be talking about rhythm. We're going to be talking about a church with one heartbeat. A church that has one rhythm. So, but watch this video and see how out of sync this guy is. See how out of sync his rhythm is at this time in this video. Alright, I'll be right back. awesome. That's from a great show from back in the day. It was called Miami Vice. Half the shows you have today. That show didn't come around and set the standards for what, you see a lot of the cool stuff, the car, the Ferrari, the convertible, all that. That was a show back in the day. Back in my day. I love that show. Now everybody's taking that song In the Air Tonight. Tupac took it, now Mr. Dell took it. There's several other artists that took that song. Well, I want to say, as you look in the video, you see Sonny. He looked like he was worried, man, because he just the house you saw at the beginning of the video. He just found out his boss he's been working for, the police chief, was crooked. They just busted him, and at the same time he has to go bust this big drug dealer. So and he went to go call up his wife that he's separated from, but because he's out of rhythm, man. He knows he's about to go make the biggest bust of his lifetime and go against one of the biggest Cuban drug lords that he's ever went against. And you see his partner. This is a good example. You have a white guy, you have a black guy working together in unity in the show, man. Showing the different sides of life, what's going on. That was in the 80s they did that. But the rhythm of your life is about rhythm. What's your rhythm is? You might not can relate to that, but what's your rhythm? Is your rhythm just showing up in church every Sunday? Or is it just a motion you're going through? Is your rhythm just going to work every week? Working 6, 5, 7 days a week, 60, 70 hours a week? Is it just another rhythm? Or are you understanding what you're doing? Because in life, you got to have rhythm. You got to have rhythm. Because a lot of us, we live in broken rhythm. We'll come to church like once a month, and then we're like, man, why isn't God showing up in our life? Instead of coming to church 4 Sundays out a month and trying to do like Pastor Steve says, trying to get into the Word during the week, we got to get that rhythm. If not, we're going to get the rhythm of the world that's broken. That's going to keep us lost. It's going to keep us getting choked. And as you see this chain on my, this is what the devil's doing to us. He's whooping us. But we got to be like this chain. See how these little joints in this chain together. It's holding together. It's all in unity to make one thing. But many of us are broken. Our rhythm is broken. And we're supposed to be the head, not the tail.
Not the knee.
And a lot of us is like this, our head's chasing our tail. That's not even in my message, but I had to say it. Had an ID moment. Alright? When you got out of rhythm, what happens? I was been talking about that. What happens? One thing is you get sick when you get out of rhythm because you're outside in the cold. You're doing this. You're staying up all night playing video games, looking at your cell phone, looking at Momo, whatever you're doing. It's getting out of rhythm. Instead of going to bed trying to get a healthy sleeping habit. I'm talking to myself, man. You know how hard it is for me to go to bed before 12 o'clock? I've been so used to going to bed at 1 o'clock and then getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I've done that for years, only getting 3-4 hours of sleep. But I know that's a foolish person that stays up all night and tries to rise in the morning. But when I got the revelation of the Word, when it says that, I know as my health started changing, I know my mood started changing, I know my life started changing, I know my work life, my church life, everything started changing for the better. Because I got in rhythm. I had one heartbeat. As you see the beat, I had that heartbeat. That's how we are in church. We have to have one heartbeat. one heartbeat. We got to be for the mission and vision of this church. We know about the breaking the cycles of the drugs, gangs, violence, and poverty. And also you see that. You read that. But when your body and soul and spirit are alignment, wholeness is the result. It was how you was created to live in your time, in your true self. It were our outer being is destined as the same rhythm as our inner being. I got this in one of my father voices. This is what he says. It's where your ego self no longer controls your life, and you're at one with the divine source, God. And that place of stability is also where the highest form of love exists, where healing from your body takes place, where the heart and the mind are in harmony. The state of emotional balance. Every cell with you in your body is calling you to join the dance. And God's calling you to join the dance too. I have to add that in there. The whole creation is calling every man, every woman in here to join the dance. It's waiting. In alignment with your love from the divine fingerprint. It comes from the book, The Divine Fingerprint. I love that book. Because they've done a study, I'll say this again, I've done a study years ago. Everybody's DNA, there's 99%, everybody's DNA is the same. Pretty much the same. But there's 1% in you that's different. And in the book it talks about that 1% is the glory of God. It's the deposit of God. Because when Jesus said He's going to give you His glory. He's going to give you His Spirit. He's going to give you that. That's that 1% that's in you. So you have the glory of God in you. And science cannot explain what it is. They can't, like, why everybody has that 1%. From the person, let's say a person is born 30 years from now, a person is born 50 years from now, everybody has that 1% that's never going to be the same as anybody else. That means you have a mark on this world to leave like no one else can. So your rhythm of your life is the way you live your life. How you live your life. Are you just doing what I've done for a long time? I got to say, I've stopped doing it probably about a year. So this hits home for me. So I'm preaching at you as I'm preaching at myself. Well, I got some scriptures I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. This is from the New Living Translation. I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, by the authority of our Lord Jesus Christ, to live in harmony with each other. Let there be no division in your church. Rather be one-minded, unit in thought and purpose. See, the Bible's talking about the church being in unity. Because the devil comes in here, he tries to come in here from people might be misbehaving, having a distraction from anything like that. He can come in here, he might be thinking, I'm just trying to be cool in church. I thought that too a long time ago when I was a little kid. I thought I was going to be cool and misbehave. Next thing I know, my mom was whooping my tail. I was like, Mom, why are you whooping my tail every time I try to do something in church? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to listen to the Word of God, and I got another whooping after that. Now I said something else, and I got another whooping. Next thing I know, I couldn't even sit down. That's old school, though. Yeah. Acts 2, 4, and 7. Acts chapter 2, verse 47 says, praising God and having favor with all the people, and the Lord added to their numbers day by day. Those who were being saved. I got another scripture. I go to it when it fits in. But it's cool because I'm talking about this. I'm talking about a church that has one rhythm. A church that has, you want to know a subtitle, a church that has one heartbeat. It's funny, I had this put together for a while. I had it put together, I put it away, and it kept adding a little bit more. But I went to one of our brothers' church today, and his message almost went right with that message. His message was about the cost going after the lost. Because I'm about to get to that. But I'm going to ask you, because we look around, we see some empty seats, right? And but a lot of people, I'm trying to think of the right words to put this. A lot of people think that pastors and stuff are just trying to go get numbers and fill up their seats, right? But think about this like this. Each person, each one of these seats represents a person that could be saved, and their soul can be this transformation in their life. Their whole family can be changed. Every one of y'all knows somebody that needs to be here right now. Every one of y'all. So, I challenge you to do what's called each one, reach one. When we talk about reaching them for their souls, there are even people that are struggling. Bring them in here. They need this place. Don't keep the best kept secret of Columbia, Tennessee to yourself. Tell people. Tell your brothers. Tell your sisters. Tell your neighbors. Tell the young folks. Don't worry about the older folks. We'll get them. Worry about the young folks. Because I want, because it's crazy people out there. I want you to go up to some old fart. I'm going to say that. Go up to some old fart and say, hey, come to Word of Life. Next thing you know, they're a pedophile. I'm just being real with you. So, tell your classmates. We'll deal with adults. Adults are not your problem. It's ours. It's our mission to go after. As one church, as one flesh, as one family of choice, things get in alignment. Spiritual alignment makes things move your way. It's been talked on this stage before. Even when Ivy came here, he talked about this. When alignment comes into this place, when alignment comes from the head down, that's when miracles happen. That's when people get healed. Notice the Sundays when everything is just in line. Everything you see, the Holy Ghost is flowing through this place. People in here are getting healed. It's that order. It's that spiritual order. So when we're talking to y'all about being in order in here and do things in order, at the same time we have our leaders in this church, the pastors, the ministers, have the pressure on us to have everything in order. Every time. Because we don't know when we will get another chance to do this with one of y'all. Because you cannot predict the future of what's going to happen. That's how serious it is. You got to have alignment. Alignment does everything. It's all about alignment. But a lot of times when we try about alignment, a lot of us have an ego where we don't want to do something. I have an ego a lot of times. I'm like, God, like, this while ago, I was like, man, I just heard that war cry, God. I could pull out one of my messages about warfare. I really could. I got one in me. I didn't trust me. I just went to a warrior breakfast. It was like 400 warriors, or I don't know how many warriors is there. No, man, I got a message. Trust me. But I can't have that ego. I can't let it be about me. And what ego stands for is edging God out. Edging God out. See, I would have been edging God out if I just went with that. Man, you're like, how Minister David, how do you know God wanted you to do this message today. Because every time I close my eyes, every time God talks to me in the shower, man. It's weird what he does. I can come up a whole message in the shower. It's like when I start rubbing my head, close my eyes, and the water hit, I don't want to give you no picture, but God talks to me. It's like I'm right here on the stage. It's like I drifted off and I'm right here, man. It's like, man, God, that makes sense. Whoa, I better go write this. It's hard to write stuff down in the shower. I have failed once in the shower trying to do that, so don't do that. Write it out when you get out. All right? I'm just being real with you, right? So I can't have an ego. I can't be edging God out of my life. I can't have an ego with my mom or my dad or my pastor or my teacher or a coworker or a police officer or a librarian or anywhere, or a Walmart associate or a Publix associate or a Kroger associate, whatever you go. I can't have ego with them. I can't have this. I think I'm all that. And truthfully, you're not that. You're all that with God. And God's not going to have you do that. He's going to have you honor Him. You know a lot of things in the world when you say, yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir, please, thank you, you're welcome. We used to call them the magic words when I used to teach at a school. Those are magic words that can get you a long ways in life. But this is your family of choice. We have a family. You're like, what? Why do you keep on saying family of choice? Because you choose to be here. You're right here. If you're a part of this church, you're a part of the family choice. We have what is called a family of origin. That's their family, their bloodline family that you're born in. But a lot of people are closer to their family of choice. Because they know their family of choice has the best interests. Because we're up on the stage, or we're down there, or we're up there, or we're in the van getting here or leaving, always trying to look out for your best interests and show you that love. And a lot of y'all might not have a dad at home that does that. I didn't. But you know what? You got a spiritual father. His name is Pastor Steve Gray. And you got a big bro. His name is Minister David. And you got a spiritual mama. I call her Pastor Mama. Pastor Mammy Gray. Mariana. And you got a big sister. You got another big sister. And another big sister named Angela, Tasha, and Sister Davis. They're here for you. And you got a little sister that's coming up. Her name's Sharabi Davis. And you got another little sister that's coming up. Her name's Destiny. And you got another big brother. He's coming up. His name's Casey. And sorry if I left there somebody out. But there's some people here. You got Raya. She's coming up too. As a younger one. I'm looking around. I know I left some people out. Sorry if I did. I love everybody. You all have a purpose. You don't have to be on a stage with this microphone to have a purpose in church. You don't have to. It might be putting up a chair, sweeping the floor, cleaning the bathroom, taking the trash out, doing all of that. Inviting a young folk, one of your schoolmates, your neighbors, praying over your family when you get home. You don't, when I mean praying on the family, a lot of your family, that might be like some of the family I know, or the family I have been a part of before, but they're not like that anymore, where you try to join hands with them, they act like you're crazy. A lot of families are like that. A lot of people are not so spiritual and like that. I get that, because I come from that. But you know what? When when they're asleep, you could be, like Pastor says, you could be anointing the doorways. You could be like putting the oil over the house or whatever. Everything. Go outside so you can put the oil on your car, bumper, steering wheel. Now don't make it too greasy. You don't want to have a wreck sliding out the steering wheel. I'm just saying. I knew a pastor one time anointed his SIM card in his cell phone. It wasn't that deep. But his cell phone didn't work after that. So, put it on the screen on the back, not send it. Okay. But I'm going to ask you, who has ever hustled in here? Anybody has ever hustled? Anyone's ever hustled drugs? You don't have to raise your hand. You do not. Just, you want to, give me a nod. Who's ever sold drugs, grew drugs, hustled candy, hustled bikes, stole something, done all that? I raised my hand because I've done all that. The same hustle that you had on the streets, we can change the heart of that hustle and use that hustle for the kingdom. And a lot of y'all think, I'm so bad, I'm a gangster, I can do all of that. You bring that hustle in, bring people to the seats of this church. I'm going to read you what gangster says. What a real gangster is. How solid it is. This is real good. Alright? Being a boy. So use your hustle for this church. This change, we can change the heart. We can have your friends in here to join this place. Because we can be one church with one heartbeat. Alright, this is good. This is coming from Bruce Lee. I like to come from every direction. I like to be a little different. You will continue to suffer if you hear if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. The true power is sitting back and observing everything with logic. If words control you, that means everyone else controls you. Breathe and allow things to pass. Bruce Lee. I saw that. I was like, I was reading one of my books. I was like, yeah, we're going to use that. Because I needed that. I don't know if you needed that. Because a lot of us let words, we have to, again, that ego of everything. We have to be so hard and bold, right? Man, we got to let things pass. We really do. You got to let things pass. Breathe. Calm down. Let things pass. Is you got to, we saw what happened when a young person didn't have self-control, right? You got to have self-control. Because, yeah, it's a proof. Patience, you got to have self-control. And another thing, this is something an old pastor said to me. It said, this is a glimpse of the kingdom. When you see a white person, a tan person, a red person, that's Indian, a black person, all the different color of people in one room together, hundreds of different races in one room, all God's children. In one room, that's a glimpse of the kingdom. That's how heaven looks. Imagine this place with all the color, races of I don't like using the word color. Every race of the rainbow or whatever. I know it can't be purple, but you know what I mean. Everybody in this one place in unity. It's with the right. I didn't even know what's behind it. It's with that. That the senior pastor made. Angela, can you go to that picture and pause on it? Pause on that picture. Alright. This is what it says. Breaking down racial... Oh, there it is. Breaking down racial, culture, traditional, and denominational barriers in the church and community in order to understand one another and live in unity. That's what I'm talking about. Living in unity. Breaking down the traditional and all that. If I was a traditional pastor, I'd come up here with my suit on, my three-piece suit. There's nothing wrong with that. I might come up here in my shorts. I might come up here in my pants. We might come up here in my three-piece suit. We might come up here in a tuxedo. You know, because you know how we rock it. We might do a traditional song. We might do a hip-hop song. We might do a rock song. We might do a techno song. We might do In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins and Miami Vice. As you just saw. Because we're breaking down the walls. We're doing what Pastor Steve says. We're bridging the gap. We're reaching all generations, as Pastor says. That's what we're doing. So, look at the beauty that you have that you're in right now. This church. Look at how beautiful this church is. Every one of y'all are so beautiful. You are. Because you're beating odds. And you know, you want to go by statistics, you've beaten all the statistics. You're here. Where's your parents at? You're here. Most churches, if the parents don't go, the kids don't go. You reverse it. You flipped it. That's why you're so, this is a part of the reason why you're so beautiful. And the things, you're the world changers in this community. You really are. You're going to be the next city councilman, the next mayor of the city. You're going to be the next manager of the city. You're going to be the next police chief, the fire chief. You're going to be all that. You might be the next governor or the next president. If that's your desire, go for it. Go for it, man. If God's calling you to do that, go for it. Who knows who Justin Bieber is? Everybody knows that, right? On the flip side, if you didn't know, Justin Bieber, he's not a perfect Christian. He's just like one of our cousins that's not perfect. I have cousins, I have a family that's not perfect. But you know what? He got saved. He goes to a church in New York, it's called Hillsong. He sings Christian songs at some of his concerts. That's how he ends. It makes it into a worship experience at the end. He told his pastor, his pastor's name Carl Lentz, and he said, "Pastor, I want to be a minister. I want to be a pastor." You know what his pastor said? He said, "Justin, you're reaching millions of people by doing concerts. Everybody don't have to stand up in a pulpit. You have your own way to present your own thing that God has for you. He has His own fingerprint that was meant for Him to do. He has His own glory in Him that God gave Him." Who knows who Mr. Roger is? Anybody? As the older generation? Y'all don't know because they're coming out with a movie, Mr. Rogers. Tom Hanks is playing. It's coming out next year. Just letting you know that you will be introduced to the person we was introduced a long time. And a lot of people don't know Mr. Rogers was an ordained minister. He wanted to be behind a pulpit too and preach, but God told him personally many times, that's not where you're meant to be. You're meant to be on TV. Because you can reach. He was all about love. He was all about breaking the barrier of the things that was going on at the time. When there was racial stuff going on TV, Mr. Rogers invited different races in his swimming pool. And people tried to boycott his TV show, and he kept on doing it. And would they be making a movie about a guy that didn't have a successful TV show that touched millions and billions of people? No, they won't. And having big actors like Tom Hanks playing him, it's going to be powerful. Because you can love your neighbor, as he used to say. No matter what they are. You can love. Politics and everything today don't teach that. It's all about division. It's all about building stuff, trying to block people. I'm not talking about physical walls. I'm talking about spiritual walls. That's where it starts. We got to break down those walls, as Pastor says, with our war cry, Hebrew, Rock Kazak, to bring people together. None of this is in my sermon. But you know what? I don't know how long we get, but my last scripture is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11 through 12. It says, "And He gave the apostles and prophets and evangelists and the shepherds and the teachers to equip the saints for the work of ministry, for building up the body of Christ. So that's you. And how you say, like, I'm not an apostle, I'm not a evangelist, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a shepherd, I'm not a teacher. You can be. But I believe you are a shepherd, right? No matter if you don't think, I mean, I know you're young, so you're not into all the other stuff, but everybody has, have a fingerprint. They have a calling there no one else has. Now, I sent a message out today. I will fulfill in 2 roles: prophet and priest. I came here to serve, and I came here to teach. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's what a prophet does, is teach. Yeah, a prophet can prophesize and do all that stuff. That's cool. That's a gift. But everybody can be a prophet in a way they can teach. You can teach your younger brother, your younger sister. Teach them something you learned here. Read them something from the Bible. Teach them. Watch how God blesses your life. Really. I noticed when I really got into reading the Word, I noticed how my life started getting blessed more and more. And when I was into the world, doing worldly things, driving around, I was watching that video of Miami Vice. Heck, I remember being in Miami, buying a car in Miami. But it was kind of cool back then. I was down there during spring break. This is back in my wild, crazy days. I'm trying to be transparent. And I thought, man, I'm in Miami Beach. I'm in South Beach, Miami on spring break. Then I went straight up to Daytona Beach. I was there on spring break. Then I went to Walt Disney. And then I went to Panama City on spring break. This is back when I was 22, 23. I was like, man, I'm in stuff. Then I get home. Next thing I know, my car breaks down. And next thing I know, my car breaks down. I just got back to my job. Someone hacked into my bank account, took all my money. No, my car didn't break out. I got into a bad car wreck. That's what happened. I lost the car. I spent around 6 times in the middle of the road called the Beltline and broke my neck, and it didn't stop. An 18-wheeler was about to run me over. And before all of that, my life was out of control because I was selling drugs. I was growing drugs. I was drinking 7 days a week. I went to a church. I party all night till I was about 5 or 6 in the morning. Now I try to go up and be in the church at 8 o'clock, still drunk as everything. And at the time, I've been in a lot of churches, so that put me in a lot of places where I'm not supposed to be. They had me up there trying to sing in the choir. I had to laugh about that. And you know I'm not a singer. Come on, man. That's the thing. You know your role where you need to be. I had another church that when I didn't like the word being a deacon, he tried to make me into a deacon. I didn't like the role. So I wasn't ready for it. Well, what I'm trying to say is, see how out of whack my life was? How out of rhythm my life was? But I'm going to take you back to the day after the car wreck. This is when my rhythm started straightening getting into one beat. As you heard the song, those drums, that beat, that's an awesome beat. I love it. We can play a beat all day. Boom, 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 boom. That was cool. That was like the hit of the song. But after I stepped out of that car, after I had that wreck, man, one side of the car to the other side. I like to draw a picture. One side of the car was to the other side. I had glass in my lap. I didn't get cut one time. My hands spin around every different directions. I couldn't hold the car. But you saw where the car stopped and saw where the incoming traffic was coming. And everybody was like, man, dude, your car is wasted. I'm like, I don't care. And they're like, I kept on really, what I kept on saying was, I just thank God I'm alive. It was raining, and it seemed like it stopped raining and all that stuff, man. I had a God moment, man. I had that wow moment. I just got out of my car, I was physically, I didn't really know I was hurt. I was so overwhelmed with joy, because I knew God gave me another chance. And after that, I dumped all my friends I had. I had to get rid of that. Because that was about smoking, drinking, partying, sex, everything else in the world. I had to dump them all. They thought, man, what's your deal, dude? Why are you doing it? Why you don't want to talk to us? Why you not at the club? Why you quit that job at the club? You're making some good money and all that stuff. And I didn't tell him at the same time at the club that the owner, the week before all that, when I got back, he tried to sexual molest me in his office. And I beat the mess out of him. I'm being blunt. Yeah. But at the same time, man, so I didn't have a job. I had a broke neck. I had hospital bills piling up. I didn't have a transportation. My parents was about to, I was still at home. My parents was about to kick me out of the house. I lost everything I had to lose. But I gained everything I could. I gained God, man. I didn't get saved at a church. I got saved through a car wreck. I got saved through my world being turned upside down that day. That's how I got saved. So I'll tell you that God can use you, man. Any of you think your life is just crazy? Do you think your home's crazy right now? God can use you. He can. He really can. I didn't plan to tell you that. I just felt I had to. But, man. Woo! I already been too long, but my grandfather was a great man of God. He never gave up on me. He was a pastor. I know he's looking at me right now. I know my grandma's looking at me. I know my aunts are looking at me. I know all these angels are fighting wars for me right now just to be here. They prayed for me. But I know one thing my grandfather did. I want to do something a little bit different. This is something he said to me. I heard other people say it. He took 2 chairs. I remember a sermon he did. He took 2 chairs. He set one chair in front of him. He told the devil, sit down in front of me and watch me praise. So I'm going to praise no matter what. So every time you praise and worship in here, put everything into it. You got something you need in your family needs to be saved, needs something needs to be done, you got healing needs to be done, put all that in front of you. This is what saves you is the presence of God. That's when the miracles happen. When we lock our eyes on Jesus. As the song says, you gotta take courage. Sometimes you gotta wait. But He's coming. He is. But I know a lot of things I said today you might not get. But you know the great thing you have that we didn't have back then? We have media. You can come back to look at this years from now when you're going to really need it. I didn't understand what my grandfather said to me when I was young. Now I understand everything. You know, I was like, I don't want to be in church. I don't want to do all that. I've been in those little kids' plays. I don't want to do any more of that. I try to run from God. But look how God brought me back. Look how God got my rhythm back. That's all I got to say. But I know Pastor's going to take it over. But thank you for listening. And God bless you. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I got some. We're not finished yet. As you hear the songs playing, it's miracles. We all have a miracle in our life. We all have something that we need healed. We all have a family member. If you have a family member that's lost, or if you're lost, and just put their picture in your head, and come down to the altar, man. Let's do something different. And we're going to pray. That's how we're going to end out. If you have a family member that's lost, if you have a friend that's lost, you have a friend that needs some healing, if you need some money in your family, come down to the altar. Because we got some work to do with God. That should be everybody. Yeah. We'll wait. Just imagine when we have this big church, they're going to walk down from balconies and everything. We'll wait. Awesome. That's it when to bow your head.